Welcome to Toro NSN's Training in 10, an innovative, self-paced training module that allows you to get trained and get going. Today's topic is an overview of the Instant Program screen in the Lynx Central Control System. While this presentation is demonstrated in Lynx version 4.1, the principles apply to all versions of Lynx. Covered in this Training in 10 is a definition of what instant programs are, how to create instant programs, adding stations to these programs once they have been built, the process of removing stations from these programs, an explanation of how to use these programs once they have been created, and deleting an instant program after it has been created, and other NSN training opportunities that are designed to help you become a better manager of your Toro Lynx system. Let's look at what instant programs are and how they differ from regular programs. As you know, in the Lynx software, stations are put into the area of the course and the hole they are located on. These areas were defined during programming. They were either converted from previous software like SitePro or have been added later by the user. These areas are the programs in your irrigation system. Instant programs are a grouping of stations that are identified by the area and hole location, or are a list of stations that you have selected independently to make up a specialty program. For example, you may create an instant program called Hotspots and then assign the appropriate stations to it that cover these hotspots. Then, depending how you schedule your new Hotspots program to run, these stations will run in the area-based program that you assign them to along with your instant program you just built. This could be a benefit if you are turning on the same list of heads every afternoon to cover these hotspots that get dry. You need the stations to run in the fairway and rough programs at night, but then in the afternoon you start this instant program to cool off the turf. Let's look and see how you can tell the two different programs apart. This is your watering plan. On the left is a list of all your programs. The Toro Lynx software allows for the creation of up to 99 area-based programs, and program numbers 1 through 99 are reserved for these programs. As you can see here, we have area-based program numbers ranging from 1 to 20. The easiest way to differentiate an area-based program from an instant program is by the program number. You can create instant programs from 101 to 999. As you can see in our watering plan, I immediately know these bottom three programs are instant programs because they have program numbers 102, 401, 402. We already learned that Lynx allows you to create up to 99 area-based programs, but you also can create an additional 898 instant programs. To create an instant program, like the watering plan screen you are looking at now, the Instant Program screen is also located in the Daily Operation folder. As you can see above the list of folders, the Instant Program screen is located just below the Watering Plan screen. Once you click on the Instant Program screen, you see where we're going to write a program and add stations to it. Building an instant program is 3 easy steps. Give it a name, add your stations, and hit save. To start, come to the current list of programs here. Use the drop-down arrow to show the current list of programs. Then click on the first item that says New Program and begin typing the name of your program you wish to build. We are going to build a program and call it Hotspots. After you have given your program a name, it's time to start adding stations to your program. You can add stations 4 different ways. On the left side, you see where you can add stations by a site code that has already been created and has stations assigned to it. If site codes have not been built with station assignments, this box on the screen will not be visible. You can also add stations by hardware address. If I zoom in, you see the plus sign to click on, known as the dynamic drill down, and drill into the groups to get to the satellites. And I can also drill into the satellites to get to the station level. At the station level, I have both the hardware address and the station tag. The third way to add stations is by area or program. If we look closer, I can use the same dynamic drill down to open up my programs and select stations. If I drill into my fairways program and drill into number 4 fairway, I see the station tag at the station level. Once I have found the stations I wish to add to my new instant program using any of the 3 ways mentioned, I select the stations the same way in all three options by placing a check in the box in front of the station. I can also select station 4, 6, and 7. Once those stations are selected, I use the green arrow located between the columns of available stations and the program column to move them over to my new program. By clicking on the arrow, I move them over to my new program. Those stations are now part of my new program I am creating. I could drill into 10 fairway and select more stations. Put a check in the box for stations 3, 7, 10. Use the green arrow to move the stations over to my program. The stations from 10 fairway are now in my new instant program. I could also select some stations by hardware address from satellite 44 that I had drilled into. A closer look shows us selecting stations 2, 5, and 8. Use the green arrow to move the stations over to my new program. I also can select an entire fairway by putting a check in the box in front of 6 fairway. This will select all the stations that are in that fairway compared to selecting stations one at a time. Use the green arrow to move them over, and now all the stations are in my new instant program. If you had added stations that you actually did not want, you can remove them from the program with the bottom green arrow. You select the stations in your new program that you want to remove by putting a check in the box, and then use the bottom arrow to move them back and out of your program. Now stations 4 and 10 have been removed. You may have noticed on your machine when you are selecting stations by putting a check in the box, the map is moving with you. That would mean you have turned on the auto zooming tool in the map. It is located in the bottom left with the row of map tools and is turned on and off like a toggle switch. It is currently in the on position when it has a little box or halo around it. If you click on it and turn it off, the box goes away. If you click on it again and turn it back on, the box reappears. This auto zooming tool functions with many screens in your Link system. Also, when you select stations by any of the 3 methods above and move them over to your program, they will flash white on the map to show that they have been selected. Speaking of map functions, that is the 4th way you can select stations to be placed in an instant program. You can zoom in on the map, and I can select stations one at a time to be placed in the program. They start to flash white, and you see instantly they are placed up in our instant program. I can also select a group of station by going down to the Tools menu and selecting Polygon Select. Then I can draw a polygon around a group of stations that I would like to put into the program. I double-click to close the polygon, the stations become flashing white, and they're instantly placed in our program. Remember we said it took 3 easy steps to build an instant program. 1. Give it a name. 2. Add the stations. And 3. Hit save. So our 3rd step now is to hit save, and this new program is part of my system. Now that we have built an instant program, how do we use it? Well, all programs are in the watering plan, and here is my new Hotspots program. Currently the drop is blue, meaning it has a start time but no active days. You may set up an instant program like this because blue would still download to a VP or VPE satellite or a decoder smart hub and allow you to run it from the faceplate. Secondly, even if it was red or blue, you could still turn the program on from the manual irrigation screen in your Link Central computer, or a handheld radio interface unit using *8 commands, or the handheld app that is available for Lynx, or the other forms of mobile control like NSN Connect or Lynx Mobile. There is a Training in 10 video on our YouTube channel that goes through in depth about the watering plan, and there you can also learn how to change the program number on an instant program and how to best utilize your instant programs in the watering plan. One important thing to remember is that a station assigned to an instant program will run in an instant program along with an area-based program that it's also assigned to. So if your instant program is a supplemental program, like a Hotspots program, that you may use in the afternoon to cool off turf, but you still want those stations to run in their nightly automatic irrigation, then leave them in the area-based program. If your instant program is a replacement program, like maybe growing in a green from seed, sod, or sprigs, then be sure to go into the greens program and turn off those stations so they don't run in both programs. Once you are done with the instant program of growing in that green and you don't need it anymore, you may want to delete the instant program. Be sure to go back into the area-based program and turn those stations back on that you had previously turned off. Speaking of deleting a program you have previously built, let's go back to our instant program screen and see how we can work with a program we have already built. By going to our current programs and selecting our drop-down arrow, here we see our list of instant programs in our system. We click on that program and it will bring up the stations we have assigned to that program. Now we could add more stations to the program by selecting them any of the three ways on the left and using the green arrow to move them over. We also could select them individually from our map by clicking on them, or a group of stations using the polygon select tool. Remember, once they are selected, we can add them to our existing program by closing the polygon shape with a double click. We can also remove any stations that we may have thought we wanted in our program at the beginning, but have found out later that we don't want them, by using the bottom green arrow to slide them back. Once we have selected an existing program from our drop-down box, we can also delete the entire program by using the delete button. Lastly, you can also go up and change the name on the existing program by highlighting the name box and retyping your name. So after a program has been built in your system, you can always go back and add stations to it, remove stations, change the name, or delete the entire program altogether if it was a specialty program for a certain situation that you don't need anymore. Another option on the instant program screen we have not discussed yet is the program type. You can build either a standard program or a sequential program. You need to select the program type before you give it a name and start adding stations to the program. So far we have been building standard programs, but you could build a sequential program by clicking on the circle in front of the name. When you do that, it brings up these two green arrows on the right side of the station list for your new instant program. The difference between the two types is that a standard program in Lynx will be flow managed to irrigate as fast and most efficient as it can by your Lynx system. That means Lynx will go down your station list and turn on all the stations that it can. If it runs out of resources at a certain hole, it will jump ahead and turn on more stations if it has the water available. Lynx is calculated to irrigate your program as fast and most efficiently as it can, given the resources it has available. Maybe for some reason you want the program to run in a specific order and not jump ahead to a different station until it has completed all the stations prior. In this case, you would use a sequential program. The program will run in the order you have established and will not jump ahead until it has completed the stations above it. To build a sequential program, click on the program type Sequential. Give it a name 5 green. Select your stations in 5 green to add to the program. Add them with the green arrow in the middle. Now that we have our stations added in a sequential program, you can use the green up and down arrows on the right hand side to determine the order your Lynx system will run them in. Put a check in the box and then use the green down arrow to move it down. Now station 2 will run as the third station. We could move station 5 up to the third position by putting a check in the box in front of station 5, using the green up arrow to move it up. We have now moved station 5 up to the third position. This sequential program we have built now will run station 1, then 3, 5, 2, and then station 4. Even if resources are available, Lynx will not jump ahead and run other stations until it has completed the prior stations in the order you have created. This could be very valuable if you were watering greens. Here on our 5th green, think of it being numbered going clockwise, starting in the front left. If it was left to run 1 through 5, then it would go around the green, and when one station shuts off, the one right next to it would then run. If you had low infiltration rates, you could get puddling and runoff if the same area got hit by 2 stations consecutively. or if links turned on two stations at once, then the arc of the two green heads could intercept each other and affect your uniformity. With this setup we have here, station 1, the front left head is going to run, then station 3, the back middle head, then station 5, front right, station 2, back left, and then station 4, back right. We took away any chances of overlap while the heads are running. Maybe programs you want to build the water-in products on your green surfaces so you can move the water around the green, or a program that you want to run in a specific order. If we go back to the watering plan and look at our list of programs, you see our instant program for 5 green. We know it is a sequential program because it is defined with an asterisk in parentheses in the front. We know our other 2 instant programs, New Seed and Hotspots, are standard programs because they don't have the asterisk. Well, another 10 minutes have gone by and you've just completed another episode of NSN's Training in 10. Today's topic has been instant programs. We hope that this Training in 10 lesson was helpful for you to better understand this helpful tool, and that it helps further enhance your career working with the #1 irrigation central control product available, the Toro Lynx Control System. Be sure to keep looking for future installments of NSN's Training in 10, the self-paced training module that allows you to get trained and get going. If you have any questions about this or about future training module releases, or if you would like to participate in one of our acclaimed Toro Lynx regional training classes, please contact us by calling 888-676-8676 option 2. Once again, that is 888-676-8676 option 2. Toro NSN Training also invites you to follow us on our Twitter site so that you can get the latest updates on where we are, what we are doing, and new training opportunities for you to participate in. You can find us at twitter.com/@ToroNSNTraining and send a request to follow us. A service offered by Toro NSN Training, NSN Focus Training, personalized irrigation software training with 2 options: online, 1 to 2 hour blocks, topic specific, all done on the web, and in person, half or full day, addressing multiple topics at your facility. Again, if you are interested, give us a call at 888-676-8676 option 2. Toro and Toro's National Support Network. Count on it.